Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Marshall back with Bids and Offers. In this video, I want to show you how I find very large market participants to follow in their tracks in order to take high quality, high probability, high risk to reward trades on the ES futures contracts day in, day out. So first thing I want to get started with here is these executions on my chart. There's multiple executions here. There's a 72.5 buy that was not my actual entry. This was an order that I accidentally placed and I closed it as soon as I could. You can see that this trade, I got in here at the 72s, finding very large buyers present in the market that were being defended here. I'll get to that in 1 second. For a target of a break above these 82s into the 85s, where there was a large standout offer. I'll get into how this trade almost worked out in a second. It basically spent 3 hours hopping back and forth between the 80s and the 72s before it finally got all the way back to my 72 entry and stopped me out for break even. This is a really high quality trade. This is a trade that I would take again, and I want to show you guys why I took it and the significance behind the reasoning for me entering into the trade and having confidence in my conviction of the trade itself. This was yesterday's footprint after the open. So the opening bar is right here at 9:30. We're popping up pretty aggressively, and on this pop up right here, I'll show you what it looks like on the book map. On this pop up through this level 66.70, when we fell after this high of day rejection just at 10 minutes after the open, 9:40, we fell. Very large trade lifts the offer right here. 1174 offer, very large volume there. There's a big buyer who is willing to take the next price up. That's what these green bubbles show. That is an aggressive buyer in the market, right? And on this move back up into these offers that we're sitting here just above these 70s, hits it again. Very large buyer present in the market. You see right here, there's a 3,500 over 1,600, call it 1,700. This is a plus 1,900 delta. Well, call it plus 2,500 delta because we have this other imbalance on this bar as well. So on this move up through the 66.70 level, there are a lot of buyers present in the market. We know that because this footprint chart is telling us that there is an imbalance of volume to the buy side than the bid side at this specific price. You can see that same exact instance here on this delta profile. This is a volume profile that shows you all of the total volume amounts at price over a certain price range. For this profile, I have drawn here from 9:29 or 9:30 a.m. over to exactly where I entered the market. So this is all I saw. I'm going to go into this trade with the thought process that the buyers popped it up above the high of day. We know they're here on the tape. We know they're here, right? Big size hitting the offer. Big size. We're pulling back into this level here. And at these 70s, this is my key level. The 66.70 is my key level because this is where these very large orders hit earlier. We pull back into that level. There's an area of low volume in here. What I notice is that there are some bids that start to come into the market. There's a little bit of bidding coming in, right? We see these bids thicken up here at the 66.70s, 130, 150 bid. Large bids coming in here, 110 right below. So basically at this exact spot that there were a lot of at the market buyers on the move up, there are now passive bids, which are passive buyers in the market who are willing to put size on at that exact price to defend themselves if the sellers try to break back through. Right here at 1021, we pop up through this level, this 66.71, and we pull back. I enter long on this pullback right here at these 72s, a slight pullback, barely even a pullback. I get long right here, and I target a basic 10-point move up to the 82s, or a 13-point move to the 85s. My reasoning for that was there was this offer sitting up here at high a day all day long, right? That got filled. The buyers pushed it again. These offers kept getting lifted. The offers stayed here and they all got filled, but this block came in here. And what I was looking for was to see if we could get one more strong push through this to go target these 85s because there were a lot of resting orders up here, lots of resting liquidity up at these 85s that I could go target. After I got long on this sign of buying down here and this bidding in this exact spot where the buyers were before, that was my confirmation for the trade. I should have been more open to taking the trade off up in this area where all this big massive block of offers was sitting, holding the market down. You see that we tried to pop up through this level multiple times. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. Big offer in here too, 600 offer. There's a lot of passive selling, and the buyers are no longer able to push through this wall. So on this effort up in here, on this failure, I could have cut it here for like 8-point profit. I was more interested in taking this trade off anywhere above the 82s to the 85s. Would have really liked to realize above a 3R on this trade. I could have cut it at the 79s or the 80s for like a 2R. I had risked my stop loss below this bid here. So I hopped in 72. I was risking 3 points, putting my stop at the 69, saying, okay, if the sellers are able to break through these bids, I'm wrong, and I want to get out at the least amount of loss possible at the 69s. This is my invalidation point for this trade. Every good trade has valid context, valid confluences, and valid confirmation, and a valid invalidation point. Valid invalidation point. It's pretty funny. You cannot take a trade without these core fundamentals. Back to this footprint chart. On this move up, we saw this pullback got defended nicely. There's a little bit of negative delta in here, and the market moves up. We keep moving up, and then we reject this high up here. There's a lot of volume done up at this high. The fact that we had this big P-shaped profile up here at this high, we did a lot of volume and then failed to do that much volume on the second push higher. I could have cut the trade here, but I let it go all the way back, break even on me, back down to these 72s. That's basically all I've got from the footprint perspective. I could go deeper into this trade, but there's really not much to note other than the fact that we topped out and that sellers slowly gave the market all the way back down where I got out here, and it just kind of jumped around for the rest of the day. It wasn't too eventful of a day, other than the aggressive rally that we had in the morning, popping us up out of these 66.60s. This trade was a break and retest of a delta level, and my confirmation for it was seeing these bids pop up at that same spot. There's finer details to this. I can go into the finer details in future YouTube videos. Also, I'm going to go into some of those in the order flow trading guide, which is coming out very, very soon. The link to join the waitlist for that will be in the description of the video. Super, super valuable. I go through everything with order flow, technical analysis, risk management, psychology, my exact trade playbook. And also to pair with that perfectly is the live trading room, where we execute high risk to reward, high probability trades surrounding order flow and large buyers and sellers in the market day in, day out. I only trade with this data. I cannot trade without order flow data. And the number one thing that we prioritize in the live trading room is exactly how we use this to either take a position, avoid a position, or know when to trade, know when not to trade. IG at Bids and Offers, TikTok at Bids and Offers. Go follow me on there. There's going to be a lot of good stuff coming out very soon. Join the live trading room. People are loving it in there. If you're a beginner trader and you're not really sure about how to navigate these tools and look at the market with a professional lens, it's going to be super valuable for you. That's all I've got for this video. Pretty short video. I just wanted to run through this trade really quick. I could have cut it up here at this high, seeing all these offers come in, and it failed. It went all the way back break even on me, but it's not a bad trade. A break even is a break even. And from every single trade that you take in the market, you will always learn something. From this trade, I learned that maybe I should have been a little bit more willing to hop out of this trade on this retest and failure on low volume, trying to break through this area of high volume at these 66.80s. Could have cut it for like a 2.5R, but it is what it is. I'm not too unhappy about it. I showed the live trading room exactly this entire trade from the start to the finish, why I got in. I explained everything. I answered questions. That's all I've got for today, guys. Hope you guys took something of value out of this video, and I'm going to be having some more value drop soon. So stay tuned. Go sign up for the waitlist for the order flow guide. Go sign up for the live trading room, and follow me on all my socials at Bids and Offers. I will see all of you later. Peace out.